Hello everyone. Today I'd like to talk about kindness and kind of how my opinion of it and my usage of it has evolved over time. Now, when I say usage of kindness, I mean that I have made it a goal in my life, a method by which to live. I started to making this decision a few years back. I decided that I was going to try to be nice to as many people as possible in whatever way that I could. I don't always succeed in this, but when I do, I find that there are doorways open in my life that wouldn't have been opened otherwise. For instance, if I just try to talk about any subject that somebody comes at me with in a way where I try to share the information I know about it and they share their information, and I just kind of talk openly about it without really judging anybody unless it's like a particularly terrible person or group we're talking about. But for instance, today I started talking to this dude about art, and I talked about the gallery I was with. I talked about how I use the pen and ink medium and what medium he uses, and kind of had this exchange. And when you're having conversations, it's best to kind of share some of your information, let them share theirs, comment on their information. If they're good at communicating, they'll comment on your information, and you'll kind of progress a conversation in this way. This is very basic, but some people don't do that, I've found. Now, I try to share, all the information I know, and here's what you do if you want to take the next step in, getting your work out there, your artwork. If you want how to contact a gallery, how to look for a gallery, whatever I know about it. There's not a lot that I know about that subject. It's just an example, and see what he knows about it and register the information. And that way you kind of leave a piece of yourself with them, and they leave a piece of themselves with you. And you might use that information, it doesn't have to be the subject of art. You might use that information that you receive from a conversation in a number of ways. It can be about politics. It can be about religion. It can be about. I try not to go too judgmental when I'm talking politics and religion in a conversation like that. When I'm trying to be kind, and I try to be kind as often as possible, because it kind of polarizes people. But I do say my opinion, and I stand behind my opinion. I tell people I'm Hindu. I tell people I'm very liberal, and this and that. But I try not to judge them too harshly, and I found that is my general state of mind. I try not to judge too harshly. I've come to understand ignorance a lot better by willfully having a kind mindset. I've learned to really see ignorance as a lack of knowledge and a lack of perspective on even oneself and one's understanding. And that has helped me, so I've been kind to myself in that way. I'm not always kind to myself. I have the same problems with that as other people. But my opinion of it started to evolve once I decided to be kinder. Because there was a time in my life where I was like, okay, I'm not going to be kind to anybody unless I'm going to get something out of it. But once I decided to take up this mindset, it helps me make connections in life. I wouldn't have found, to use another art example, because it's fairly bland as far as subject matter. I wouldn't have met the one of the people that run the gallery that I'm with now if I hadn't really started talking about what he was presenting at this kind of blues and art festival. And more options were open to me when I just went in there and started talking to other artists. And I met a lot of great people. And really meeting people is the bread and butter of personal growth and expansion. Not necessarily because you need those other people to expand, but it helps to have a constant flow of new ideas, new perspectives, and new relationships. That can spark inner growth. So kindness is something that helps you grow inwardly. It's not just for other people, it's for yourself. And being kind just in general, just in a general mindset. I'm not even talking about like in specific circumstances, just being kind when you can. Even if you don't want to go out of your way like a whole lot, like you volunteer 3 times a week at CCA or something like that. Just general kindness in day-to-day life. That will alter other people's view of you, and that will alter your view of yourself as a result of other people seeing you as this kind of person. But more importantly, you'll start to gather more information from people, not necessarily use against them, just to expand your understanding and communication with the world. And this wasn't something that I was always good at. I had I had really bad social skill problems when I was younger. Being schizophrenic, it took a long time for me to gain any social skills. If more than two people looked at me for more than like 2 minutes at a time, my face would turn red. I didn't know what to say. But you know, expanding my communication with other people has really helped that. And you know, there's a number of methods regarding schizophrenia to get over that social ineptness, I guess you could say. But this is not the video for that. What I'd like to end on is just try to do the little things first and see the effect it has. So for 1 week, just try to talk to somebody you really don't want to talk to if they want to talk to you, and just kind of hear them out. And it doesn't have to be anything political or religion related. Just kind of hear what they want to say to you, and just kind of, you know, just kind of mildly comment on it. Just kind of try to bounce it back to them. Try to ask more about whatever subject it is. Like if they're having a crappy day, just you know, say, okay, you know, why are you having a crappy day? Oh, have you tried this? Or yeah, man, that's terrible. Just really easy stuff. But if you know, I don't think enough people do that. I don't think enough people make the effort to just hear people out, be generally kind, and develop these even minor relationships in life. So for a solid week, just try to talk to people as they want to talk to you. Don't try to avoid the conversation, and don't try to say too much about yourself. Kind of hear them. Don't just make it an opportunity to express everything you feel about yourself or about this or that topic. And you know, make that a point for a week and see where it leads you. And I think it has always led me up the path to greater growth, greater awareness, greater happiness and contentment. So I would highly recommend it. But thank you very much for watching, and I hope y'all have a very wonderful day.